So the comb looks like this. It goes 7, 8. You're stepping back, you turn the ladies, dip over the head, push away, slide and catch. So the comb starts off man's right to the lady's right, hands down at waist level, no thumbs, lady's hand over the top. Fellas, you're going to be pushing away and then you both take a step back. Now the comb is similar to a return. You're going to step in, fellas, and raise your hand out to the right and then over the lady's head to turn the lady anti-clockwise on the spot. When the lady comes around to face you, you're going to then lower your hand in between your faces, so dip, we call it. You dip your hand in between your faces. And then, fellas, you're going to take your right hand over and behind your head, like you're combing your hair, and lower the lady's hand behind your neck, okay? At the same time, your left hand, fellas, goes onto the lady's nearest hip, okay? Now, when your hands are in position, they should land at the same time. You're then going to let go from behind the head and push away on the lady's hip, leave your arm extended and slide and catch man's left to lady's right down at waist level. So when you do the comb, the things to look out for are you step back, so it's a bit like a return, the initial lead, but when the lady comes around to face, you need to be relatively close together. And to do the dip, some people wonder why you do the dip, why it's necessary, but you're basically finishing the lady's turn and ensuring that she's facing you properly before you then obviously carry on. Now, as your hand lands behind your head, fellas, it needs to land at the same time as the other hand goes onto the lady's hip. They land at exactly the same time. And look at my hand here, I'm literally fingertips only behind my head. If you're holding on any more, then you end up showing the world your armpit, okay? If your fingertips, you can hopefully point your elbow to the floor. It's not the most important thing, but this will always look better, okay? And then as I say, as soon as those hands land, you let go behind your head, push away, slide and catch. Now, also the thing with the comb is a lot of people, they're not close enough when they perform it. When they do a comb, there's too much distance between them, and inevitably what happens is the man, as he takes his hand over his head, he'll sort of nod forwards like this, okay? The risk, of course, is that, well, the worst thing that could happen is that the man headbutts the lady. So to avoid all of that, all you need to do is make sure that when you step in to do the comb, that you're close together, and there is no need for the man to be nodding his head at all. With the comb, if there's a particular height difference between you and your partner, for example, if the man's quite tall and the lady not so, rather than making it really obvious, and again the man sort of ducking in to get the lady's hand over his head, if there is a height difference, Lucy, would you just shorten yourself? There we go. If there's a height difference, the thing to do, fellas, is to bend your knees as you do the comb and then stand back up as you step away, okay? Bending your knees is far less obvious than going like that with your head. So the comb looks like this. It goes 7, 8. You're stepping back, you turn the ladies, dip over the head, push away, slide and catch.